Hello and welcome here to the DPC South American Close Qualifiers semi-finals here. We have Ghosts versus Omega Gaming. I'm aponzeus, with me, the one, the fantastic, the absolutely outstanding Brightside. How are you doing over there?
I was doing okay, and then the cast started. Now I'm doing amazing because we get some lower bracket close qualifier action here. Loser of this series goes home. Big sad face. But the winner goes on to the lower bracket final to meet up against I'm blanking.
Team South.
Team South. Thank you. So, a lot on the line here for both of these teams. You know, if you follow the SA region, you've probably seen most of these players scattered across teams. So we'll see what they have in store for us today.
And also a little bit of a fun fact, I feel like both of these team Ghosts in the first round and Omega Gaming in the second round got put into this lower bracket by Mad Kings, who already qualified for the SA Division 2 DPC. They absolutely rolled through this South American qualifier bracket and have secured themselves that spot. Now here, I'm a little bit surprised to see that Beastmaster ban coming out from Omega Gaming, and the first pick is going to be a Mars, very stable hero in the current meta. What are the usual responses to it, would you say?
To the Mars first pick? Well, if you know that, that's a really loaded question. I think Mars was like a top 4 contested hero at the last major, if I'm remembering my numbers correctly. So it still is, and it's always kind of been this stable offlane hero. Most fives don't really kill this hero, so you don't really counter it from your 5. It's mostly, I guess, your carry that cares about the Mars matchup, but it never feels like you're gonna win the Mars lane.
Yeah.
So it's always just why it's this stable pick.
And it also it just offers so much team fight, even if the lane itself doesn't go great. Like the Mars hero, he's gonna get a Blink Dagger, and the Mars Blink Dagger spear with Arena Initiation is gonna be very, very good. Now Ghosts, they're gonna open up with the Pangolier, already one hero that doesn't really care about the arena, can just ball up and roll on through. And Grimstroke, in addition, most likely also a little bit to make sure he doesn't Pangolier doesn't get countered by the Grimstroke. Other than that, do you feel like any other big reasons for that hero?
I think Grim is probably just the best 4/5 hero in the game right now. Teams have finally figured out that his shard is kinda bonkers. It's a hard dispel on the expiration of Inkswell, and it's on like an 8-second cooldown or something ridiculous.
Yeah, and
So
it heals you already while it's going with the shard. Like it's really good. You put it on a hero, but the Omega Gaming says that spell is really good. How about we take it for ourselves?
And they're gonna steal the Rolling Thunder, ideally, more than likely. It is a bit of a double-edged sword, right? I think Pango specifically excels in getting to these backline heroes like the Rubik in particular, and he's going to have an Inkswell on top of him, so it's not going to necessarily be free for the Rubik to run around and get all these amazing spells off in these fights. Not to mention, it's pretty easy to cover Rolling Thunder if the Pangolier is, paying attention to his computer.
Yeah. And yeah, I feel like right now what I'm seeing is from Ghosts very much an emphasis on being able to get past the Mars and eliminate the squishier heroes, the heroes that deal more of the damage, not mostly the control there. And yeah, as you said, this Rubik his positioning needs to be very, very pristine in order to survive the fights. Now,
I'm kind of just looking at these Omega bans. A lot of... Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Oh.
Bless you.
I hate that feel. Nope, didn't sneeze.
Oh,
nope,
not yet.
just... Okay, now I'm just looking at they're really protecting their Mars here. So I think TA and MK in particular are the heroes that stand out to me, because those are two heroes that Mars just doesn't really handle well in the laning stage in particular.
Mm-hmm.
You have no refraction break for the TA, and the Monkey King can kind of just man fight you through the Bulwark and all of your spells.
Is there a possibility for something like a Juggernaut for Radiant to go up against the Mars? I mean, Juggernaut plus Grimstroke as a matchup seems pretty good.
Well, I mean, if your name is Gork, it is. I think he played it in all 3 of their games in their final series today. So maybe Jug's on a comeback train. You know, you never know. It is an option. I think there are other carries still in the pool. Actually, I'm kind of looking at the pool. Medusa's banned, Terrorblade, CK, Bloodseeker, Tiny's banned. Not a lot of great carry options. So maybe you do go for something like that Juggernaut, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
PA is the other hero that comes to mind. You're playing against Mars. So PA is a great matchup against Mars, and you have great jump for the Rubik as well. You have that Grimstroke synergy as well, if you want to use that in the lane or in the mid game.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Now, Omega Gaming here, they're gonna reveal 2 more of their picks. Most likely the Rubik Mars, most likely gonna be their off lane. Are there any specific position 5s that stand out to you to potentially counter this Pango?
It's tough because you don't know what the positions on ghosts are right now. So this could be 4 Ench, 5 Grim, or vice versa. So whatever you picked here, they go for the Treant. It needs to be able to handle the creeps to a capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one option to handle that, absolutely. Treant Luna, one of the more aggressive laning duos in the game. I think this is one of my favorite partners to have as a Treant protector is the Luna.
Okay. What do you feel like makes that lane so strong together? Just like the sheer output of right clicks that they both can do?
Yeah, I think they both kind of play off each other. Treant can frontline for the Luna early and provides a lot of just raw damage, and then like the Luna also amps up the Treant protector. And so if those 2 heroes are hitting any hero, if you have a Leech Seed plus a Living Armor on top of that, it's almost impossible to trade into.
Mm-hmm. For sure. It also, I mean, the ultimate from the Treant can keep the Pango at bay at least a little bit. So that's pretty nice there.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. It has a lot of this Treant pick. You know, the more you look at it, it's actually pretty brilliant. The only way that ghosts are taking towers right now is the chip damage from the Enchantress creeps. So yeah. The Living Armor has a lot of inherent value this game.
As now we're gonna see the Razor on Ghosts. How's that matchup against the Mars?
You know, it's not the typical carry that you'd want to pick into Mars. You do fine. But you don't punish Mars as hard as you might punish these other melee offlaners. For example, if you were laning against like a Tidehunter, right, and you picked Razor, that Tidehunter is going to be miserable.
Yeah.
But Mars, he can always spear the Razor away, and you know, get out of lane at least with a decent amount of farm himself.
Now, we have seen OG play the offlane Razor. This could also be a position 3 Razor. Could you see that happen here against the Luna, or more likely not?
Yeah, I think you could definitely see that. Though I think the Treant Luna lane is well equipped to deal with the Razor offlane. Just in terms of they have so much damage output together that the Razor in the early levels will struggle. So I'd say it's more than likely that it's going to be the carry, and then carry Razor mid Pango, and we're probably looking at an offlane pick. But you know, I mean, Omega doesn't seem to think so. As they're going to ban out the Storm. Surprisingly getting through all the way to the last stage, by the way. Not sure what's going on there. But they seem to think that this could be an offlane Pango, perhaps.
There's also the Timbersaw ban from Ghost today. They are also where like Mars can be played in the mid lane quite a bit. Especially, I feel like South America loves their mid Mars, Dark Mago, an absolute fiend on it.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, the Timbersaw, again, interesting because they do have Razor, generally considered one of the better matchups versus Timbersaw, but it's a bit tough. Looking at Omega's gaming, it feels like they're lacking early damage or some way to take objectives around this Luna. Like, they have the Mars to set up the fights, they have the Luna to crush objectives, but they have nobody really to soak in the front line. And they're gonna go Invoker.
Will add a lot more team fight, but it doesn't really add, as you mentioned, like that front lining. It doesn't really add that as Invoker.
Yeah. It puts a lot of pressure on the Mars this game, that's for sure. But in terms of synergies with Invoker, they have amazing setup for almost all of his spells this game, and he has a great alacrity target as well. So the pick itself makes a lot of sense.
And now Ghosts here, they have 10 seconds left. What's going to be their last pick here?
I really like the Puck ban in particular. And they're just going to go Dragon Knight. So the all reliable.
The good old reliable Dragon Knight. So with that, we are going to see the Razor position 1, most likely. I mean, you could always switch it up. We sometimes see like a little bit of DK1, but so
it's going to be, and I believe it's going to be offlane Pango. Actually, I'm trying to remember. I believe Greedy's the offlaner for this team. I might be misremembering. But either way, a lot of Dragon Knight games, you look at it, it's like, it's a great hero when you have all physical damage. But I think Omega is well equipped to deal with this Dragon Knight this game. They have a great mix of magic and physical. Luna Invoker specifically kind of just ooze magic damage in the early to mid game. So, I think this Ghost draft is going to be a bit awkward here if the Dragon Knight gets shut down.
I also feel like Omega Gaming have, with the Treant Protector, have a pretty good way of defending their towers. Like, you can throw out tornadoes, like they have a lot of long range spells to like keep the push away and then just living armor your towers up again. And like, if Ghosts don't get off to a good start with that Dragon Knight, as you just mentioned, it seems tough to play. But at the same time, I was gonna ask, like, who would you favor the longer this game goes? And I feel like both teams are not really going for late game here.
I think you still favor Dire, though, just because they have the raw team fight factor. Right? They will always have the arena spear combination, and they'll always have Treant Protector ulti with Cataclysm eventually, right? Their team fight scaling is actually rather scary. You factor in Rubik stealing some crazy spell in there. So I definitely like Omega's draft. However, Radiant, I think if they come out of lanes ahead, it'll look good. It could look good for them. And they drafted for this, right? They have this position for they have an Enchantress. I don't know a position. But either position, this hero is built around winning the early game, setting up your team for a favorable mid game, and we'll have to see. It wouldn't be SA without a pause, though.
It wouldn't be.
You gotta. I do have to. I do have to express my displeasure at the Dragon Knight for not having the Silver Worm set.
Really? You're gonna shame him like that on stream, Brightside?
Just maybe he likes it. I don't know, but he does have the Immortal for the Elder Dragon form at the very least, I suppose.
Yeah, it's quite a combination between different sets, which I kind of like. I like when players put thoughts into their cosmetics and like don't just take like one full set, but like make their own, which I feel like this Dragon Knight did a pretty good job. Like the parts that are like not of the normal set like do still fit very well together.
Wait, did you say you like that when people do that?
Yeah.
Oh. To me, it kind of looks like when you're like a kid and you just you like have like a paint set as a kid, and they just start throwing colors at the at the canvas, and you're like, it's art. Look, I did it.
It is. Do you know modern art, Brightside?
It's modern. It's like what you can do with like the Invoker sets.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many Invoker cosmetics that it literally looks like somebody like threw up on the on Invoker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you gotta express your personality in some way. You gotta express it in some way. How do you feel about, as a support player, the no cosmetic Treant Protector?
Definitely disappointing.
Disappointing?
You know,
Okay.
you can get the immortal with the little tree with the little birdies in your tree sitting on
the
your
saplings.
shoulder. Aren't there? Wait, is it the saplings?
I thought so, yeah.
I'm misremembering now, because there's a couple nice sets. I think I have the there was the set from the last battle pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one's really nice, especially the second color. I really like
you get the blue going with it, which is super nice. You can also get the owl. There's like the snowy set with the owl. So I'm definitely disappointed. Oh, it is little saplings. I'm looking at it right now. Stuntwood Sanctuary. They look a little demonic now that I'm looking at it. Maybe I don't like it so much. they look a little creepy. We're just gonna close that tab real fast. They kind of look like do you see they're making the Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
What? They're making a Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
Yeah, so the Winnie the Pooh was on the public domain. I don't know the details as to why.
Yeah.
So anybody was free to use the rights of Winnie the Pooh, and so somebody is using it to make a horror movie. And the movie title, you'll like it. It's called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And Winnie the Pooh looks kind of like the tree and saplings. Anyways, I digress. We're unpaused.
We are on pause. We have here smoke, 5-man smoke from Ghosts as they're walking here into the enemy top here. La Pistola looking to break the smoke, however, and Mingate gets away.
Perfect. And that's the Luna advantage, natural, nice nighttime advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Although he doesn't have it skill. Does he have more base nighttime? I actually can't remember.
I believe it also has like 200 more base night vision.
Yeah, I think that's true. So
the same as like Slark. Something like that.
Right, and Night Stalker also has that, I believe. Mm-hmm. So La Pistola is going to place down the ward here, but John Pudding in the right position there. He baited the Treant into thinking there was a ward there.
Mm-hmm.
Some nice heads-up plays. You definitely have to imagine there's a little bit of scrim knowledge between these two teams.
For sure. I mean, even just like the way that Omega Gaming broke that smoke felt like there was a lot of like layering of like, oh, what are they going to do? How are we going to respond to it? And if they expect that, how are we going to respond to that? And so on and so forth.
Curious to see where this Enchantress starts. I'm watching him currently get chased by the Treant Protector, but looks like he will be going bottom. So it will be the Pos 5 Enchantress. One of the nicer heroes at against Mars, I'd say, because Mars has really no way to deal with the creep in lane, and neither does Rubik.
Yeah, so I feel like it's really good against the Rubik in that way as well, because what are you going to do? Although first range creep is going to go the way of the Dire in terms of deny there. But
yeah, and they opted to put the DK mid in the Pango off lane, so Pango not the strongest of side laners. I think it's a little strange that they decided to put it in the offlane this game against such a strong dual lane in this Luna Treant.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like how do I say this? Mingati is kind of just gonna free farm. Mingate. He feels like he's just gonna free farm in this top lane.
Yeah, certainly his lane right now looks very, very free and good. It's a nice safe lane. As meanwhile, Tano, he's just manning up here against Blessed Kid. But he still has a fairy fire, so
and you can see that Blessed Kid is You just got such a natural damage advantage in these early levels. I was actually maybe thinking you have to go Exort against Dragon Knight just to be able to contest the CS in the early laning stage. But so far, Tano is doing just fine.
Yeah, actually, if you take a look at the last hits, it's still not going to go away. As up top, they're going to find the kill onto the Luna. So we spoke a little bit too hasty.
Not sure what happened there. I think the Treant was just not in position to help his Luna there. And that is not the lane that you want to be giving up first blood to. I feel like this is the lane they're supposed to be winning right now. So that is definitely not the start they're looking for.
And the lane is now also pushing into... actually, no, the lane is pushing into the dive. So that's at least going their way. But they did a good... I feel like Raiden did a very good job of like just keeping the deforestation on the side of the lane, which is very important against the Treant Protector. Don't allow him to just weave in and out and bob your head.
Yeah,
now...
I actually wasn't paying attention. Oh, Lapistola might just be dead here.
Yeah, that's going to be an Inkswell onto him with the stun. Lapistola is going to die.
And you do see a little bit why they partnered the Grim up here instead of having the Enchantress for. As they just have such natural synergy between the Pango and the Grimstroke. So a couple of early miscues, maybe it seems like, from Omega up here, definitely helping Ghosts out.
It also is really like against the Treant Protector. If you walk in, you're not really walking out fast. So the Inkswell is gonna explode on you.
That is very true. He is not known for his haste.
Yeah. As they can be ferocious when provoked. Mid lane still looking very, very even. And in the bottom lane, do you feel like, given how this was a first pick Mars overall in this draft, do you feel like he is addressed enough as doesn't get the kill onto
he may be dead. Oh, nice lift away.
Yeah.
Do I feel like I feel like we said in the draft, I feel like Mars is just gonna kind of do his thing. I don't know if there's a hero that completely shuts down Mars from getting some sort of items and levels in the game. Like, I feel like Razor Enchantress is probably one of the more aggressive dual lanes you can get. Oh, so I say that, hold on.
As they're gonna go here onto Damak. A few more right clicks would do it, but he's under his tower.
So, like we said, the Razor's gonna have a great time, but Mars will get some farm, which I feel like is as much as you can expect from first picking your offlaner like this. And not to mention, you kind of partnered. Kira is just dead. I don't know what he's doing here. He's got a nice wand, actually.
Wand and dodges the side here, and not enough damage from the right clicks of the Enchantress.
This is going to be really nice for the Mars. He's going to get all of these creeps under tower, and Kira will be able to go back to... Oh, he got brought a... All right.
And
so
up
really
top,
nice for this.
Finally, they were able to finish off the Grimstroke. Lapistola still trying to hit onto Greedy here. Is going to die in return. Mingate, one more Lucent Beam is going to finish off.
So nice for his game.
Yeah.
Getting the solo experience onto the Pangalia there. Completely salvaging this top lane pretty much for the most part. We do see a TP in mid.
TP in mid, straight onto Tano here with the Inkswell, but there's going to be the Ghost Walk. Do they have the vision? The Sentry is going to be there, and Tano trying to walk away. He might be fast enough with the living armor, giving additional armor right there, and going into the trees. The Q connects, but he still is alive.
Oh my gosh, the living armor. +3 armor, 45 heal, level 1, coming out from this Treant Protector.
And at the
and
same
while that's
time,
happening, great punish here from Omega. There's kills on both offlanes, so
yeah,
both offlaners kind of just getting thrown to the wolves as
like,
all the supports rotate.
The supports are like, my mid laner is in trouble. The offlane is like, but I'm in trouble too.
So this is going to be really nice here for Omega if they can keep this Invoker going, although I say that
with the Dragon Form, but a nice lift there by Kira. Now with the Tornado, gonna get this.
They can spear him.
Oh, the spear doesn't connect onto the tower.
Wait, they killed
Tano. Tano, he survives. Do they have the damage? I don't think so. And the creep is now... Oh, The creep is getting blocked by the melee creep. That melee creep was a hero standing in front.
The Cardi died during this time, so they were trying to capitalize on this 5-minute Cardi timing on Ghosts. But I mean, Tano is literally playing on a nice edge right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting on the quas, playing with the living armor. He's got the raindrops as well. Gets the centaur. Why not?
He really wanted that one.
You can see why they wanted this Dragon Knight, though, right? It's absolutely putting so much pressure on this mid lane right now.
Yeah, and this mid lane tower nearly down to half HP. You got to be careful. Like the early points in living armor has such high cooldown and don't heal really that much.
Not as much though, right? You remember they buffed living armors it's earlier scaling levels, so it's more value to have early than it used to be. Yeah. Especially now that it gives bonus armor as well. So, you know, it's not as punishing to go for this 1-2-2 build on the Treant as it used to be. Though, you know, you definitely still feel it as they do get the heals going on that mid tower. So they survived the first Dragon Form. And I think this was the first big timing that Ghosts were trying for. And we saw it with the Enchantress rotating in. And now they're going to punish this Dragon Knight's downtime by smoking bottom here.
Yeah, Tano coming in with the smoke. Looking, they want to find this Razor. There's no level really 6 on the Mars yet.
Do they have the damage for this? They don't have an Urn Charge.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the Enchantress actually just like walked between them and goes into the enemy triangle area.
It's like the Rubik stayed mid to take the experience. And now the Invoker is just kind of sitting down here.
Yeah.
Gets spotted by the Razor, but I don't think John cares too much. Yeah, he's going to get all of these.
As at the same time, in the mid lane, they bring 4 heroes with the creep. They're going to finish off this Rubik and now looking for the tower. This is a big push even without the siege creep. And yeah, that rotation from Omega really cost him very dearly. There is level 6 on the Treant, but no mana for the overgrowth quite yet.
They're really just lacking in this early oomph.
Yeah, there's the overgrowth stops the rolling thunder, but where is your damage? The tornado coming through, but everybody just survives. There's just no damage right now coming from the Dire side.
This push just came a little bit too early and too fast from Ghost. Omega they don't have enough levels or farm to properly defend this mid-tier 1. And it's a great punish by Ghost, recognizing that they can absolutely make this play.
Yeah, and Tano, he already was a little bit behind the DK before that rotation. Now that the rotation, like, didn't do anything and he lost his mid tower, he is very far behind in his game. Doesn't have the Urn Charge.
You know, that being said, it is a Luna.
Yeah.
So despite all of the crazy stuff that's going on, Mengate's just been farming away, doing his thing. Top net worth by, look at that. It's 1,400 already.
Yeah, he's having a fantastic game. As you said, like that top lane against the Pangolier. Yes, there were some early kills happening, but at the end of the day, he got the last hits, he got the money, and he's just power farming it up now. They're even like pretty much forfeiting this top tower, just like putting a living armor on it. There's no TP there yet, and 3 heroes from the
They're just gonna stall it up, but they're making the most of this Enchantress pick for sure, and Greedy as well with the Orb of Corrosion makes taking the towers just that much easier. As we can see though, the early pressure from Ghosts, right? We talked about it. They want to come out of their lanes. They want to put the pressure on, and that's what they're doing right now. That being said, oh my god, that is a stack and a half. Hello. Just observe the stack taking here. Hello. Don't mind if I do.
That's a sweet looking stack right there.
That is a girthy one.
You could definitely say that. Do you think he's gonna go straight BKB after the Yasha, or is he gonna finish the Manta style first?
So I actually think when you're this far ahead on the carry, it's kind of griefing to go first at a BKB. I think you want to go one small item, so maybe you go Yasha BKB.
Now they are knocking at the tier 2 up top, and are forcing multiple TPs already here. 2 core TP. They're
Damag
gonna
is gonna
walk up
walk
here.
in.
He's going to be silenced, and Rolling Thunder hitting onto him. This Mars hasn't gotten anything off it. Now the arena, but it will be just to take out the support at the cost of his life.
Just not respecting that all of Ghost could be here, and they're gonna keep the pressure going up here.
Yeah, I mean, without Mars, how do you hold this tower?
You do have the level 3 living armor and Invoker still up here, so it looks like they will back up, having expended the Rolling Thunder, but so much early pressure coming out from Ghost.
Yeah,
And yeah, the Mars is real. I mean, I talked about how Mars can kind of perform okay into any game, but Damag has really just been a non-factor, it feels like, so far. As Kira,
He's gonna walk in here. He stole a lot of damage from the Enchantress, but now he gives that damage back to the Razor here. As the Soulbind connects onto both of them with the Dust, the Silence, and the Inkswell.
no.
And this is a disaster as they lose 3 heroes for it. And a double kill for this Razor.
And I love the build here from Arates. You know, he got his damage stolen, but he's like chuckling. He's like, all right, I'm not clicking anybody anyways.
Yeah.
0 points in impetus. Just the max heal. And that's, you know, I think he's recognized the same thing we have, Apon, where's the Omega damage right now? You know, you really gotta wonder. We're really just playing a waiting game, I think, for Mingate, right? Everybody's just waiting patiently on the Dire side. As we do get the spear.
The spear with the arena onto the Enchantress, but
She's so tanky.
she's at full health again. Like, this is the position 5. And she's still alive. Now the heal is running
he's
out and is still
alive.
not dead.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
dear,
Luna
oh,
is now
dear.
coming in here. Luna wants to fight. Has the Yasha finished? Oh, but the Dragon Tail's done with the Blink Dagger straight onto the Mingate. Mingate gets his ultimate out, however. It's gonna turn this around, but will still fall first here. Arates finally goes down to the Mars here, but yeah, there is not much else to say. The jump forward by Blesskid. Another few right clicks onto the Mars is gonna finish him off. And all they get is an Enchantress and the Luna, the saving grace there for Omega Gaming in terms of farm, just like joins in and dies thanks to that Blink Dagger.
Oh dear, that is not how Omega envisioned that going.
Could you have asked for a more impactful Blink Dagger reveal?
I don't think you could have, and it was such great patience there from Ghost, right? It felt like they were baiting Omega to kind of chase them, right? They were like prodding them. Yes, come into my trap, little one. Yes. And just beautiful execution, right? The Blinkstone right on top of the Luna. And that's going to blow the game open, right? The Luna is really the only saving grace that Omega has going for them right now.
Yeah, and it really, like, I completely understand why Omega Gaming is like, we gotta defend, like, we can't just let them, like, hit our tier 2 for that long and just be up here uncontested. And, like, the recognition, we need to bring our strong hero, but the jump just was too much, and we have here another 4-man smoke. They're looking for this Luna again, but Mingate, Spidey senses are tingling.
And that we're gonna start seeing the impact of that one death here from Luna, because now he's trying to get to this BKB, but he's lost all of his map control.
Yeah, and
they find Rubik. So they're gonna desperately try and get him to this BKB, but this isn't the kind of game that Luna can 1v5. It feels like, you know, you have to start thinking about it. You're playing into, you know, Dragon Blood, Dragon Knight with the Breathe Fire resistance, right, on top of it. And then you have
there's gonna be the
Razorlang.
arena, the reveal, but he misses the spear, the Soulbind with the Inkswell, and the BKB from the Razor. Nice overgrowth there from the Tree and Protector. They are gonna finish off the Mars, however. A lift onto Greedy, but with the Shield Crush, he's very tanky onto the tower. And with the Eclipse, finally, they're gonna get a kill.
Back in.
But the jump with the Inkswell! Holy shit!
Oh,
Blesskid still taking a lot of damage. It's
die.
going to die for it, but there's still a Razor. He's looking for Tano, and Tano's going to die. Kira, uh-oh.
Oh man, and we really are just seeing why teams love this Grimstroke hero so much. Just the blink stun, Inkswell pops on top, pretty much insta kills 2 heroes there with the re-engage.
And now he has his shard. It deals now 40% more damage.
And it also is a strong dispel and heals upon expiration for for 50% of the damage, right? Or 40%, sorry, 40%.
Yeah.
So
it also heals already while it is going, not just at the expiration.
Yeah, it's quite the shard, and it's really why Grimstroke I think is getting so much play right now. But really, the question marks really start to come around for Omega. We talked about there was a lot of pressure on the Mars this game to perform, and Damag just has not really risen to it. Have yet to really see a clean initiation on the side of Omega.
Yeah, like nearly every fight that they've taken is like very reactionary. Like there are some good ultimates, like from the Eclipse, from the Overgrowth with the Treant Protector. They have ways of going into these fights, but right now it's so oppressive against this push lineup with the DK, with the Razor, and you feel like you gotta hold down the fort at least a little bit. As now the Rolling Thunder coming in from Greedy, going straight onto the Invoker. There's going to be the Dust and the Link onto Tano. He has a Ghost Walk, but yeah, that's not going to be enough. They forced the BKB off the Razor. You know, small things.
It does cost you your mid laner, but they do get
the
it.
jump
The
forward here. They're going to find the Luna. She's going to be safe. Has the BKB. Looking to fight back. Gets the Eclipse out, but they're already going to lose the Rubik here. Where's your damage? And Mingatis realizes he needs to TP out. And there are 4 heroes dead.
It just doesn't feel like Omega's on the same page, but Ghosts are absolutely bringing the heat here in this game 1. Putting the pedal to the metal. There's really 0 downtime.
Yeah, Omega, they're going to go high ground.
I don't see a reason why they should stop. 4 dead. They will back up off of the glyph. But again, we talked about Luna's ability to 1v5 this game. That was his 9-second BKB. That's supposed to be your defining strong moment of the game. And everybody, he kind of just watched as his team wilted around him.
Yeah, like even like the Enchantress with the heal was just too tanky during the Eclipse.
Yeah, he's got the level 3 heal. Did go back for the maxed impetus, actually.
Greedy here in the mid lane has his... they're going to get another jump onto the Luna. It was a trap.
BKB, was it on CD or did he just get perma-stunned?
He just got perma-stunned by the DK.
Yeah.
With the Inkswell afterwards, and
this is where the ease of Ghost lineup, right? It starts to really come into play. It's just Blink Dragon Knight with Inkswell, Rolling Thunder on top. It's just so easy, right? It seems like they really just understood fully how to abuse their lineup this game.
Yeah.
That's going to be 1 Rax. It's not over, but it's tough to see the rays of light here for Omega.
Yeah, as now the Razor has even overtaken the Luna in terms of net worth, as she, like, that one death in that top part of the jungle where she TP'd in and then the blink reveal from the DK came. That one hurt so much as Tano. Oh no.
They've had his number all game.
Yeah.
Tack on another one.
There's going to be the smoke here from Omega. This kind of smells like desperation, and
they're gonna smoke without their Invoker, for the record. So this is literally the hope of all hopes.
This is gonna be into the Roche Pit against the Pangolier. The jump in, the arena connects onto 4 with the Eclipse over the top, but there is nobody really dying. The Enchantress finally goes down, but
full
who
link
else?
on the Luna.
Full link onto the Luna, and now Blessed Kid. Ooh, that Inkswell. Yeah, they got the Enchantress.
They got the Enchantress. That's a morale booster. You go in and you're like, let's just get the Ench kill. And then you immediately call it, even though you all get team wiped, right?
And boy,
a brutalizing victory for Ghost. Just to steal Suns fan. That's a true shellacking right there.
That is a true shellacking, and it felt like Omega didn't get to play Dota. Just didn't get to play it. And yeah, Ghost. I mean, it is a best of 3 series. So how do you recover from a game like that?
Oof. Well, it's a loaded question, isn't it? You kind of just got steamrolled. So I'm always of the opinion, when you play these qualifiers, you got here playing a specific way. So you don't want to overreact to a bad loss and completely change everything. So ideally, you go back, you think about it. I think perhaps just taking away the Enchantress could do wonders for them. I think the Enchantress gave Ghosts all of the early tempo that they needed with the creeps and just the unkillability of Ench in this game. So you go back to the drawing board, but you don't want to rewrite the book. So we'll have to see what they have in store.
We'll have to see what they have in store with game number 2 right around the corner. We'll see if Omega Gaming can bring it back after a short break. Hello and welcome back to game number 2 between Ghosts versus Omega Gaming. Game number 1. Boy, oh boy, Omega Gaming wasn't prepared. They weren't prepared for what goes bright. Brightside, we are here in game number 2. What do you want to see from them?
Well, we've already got some nice mix-up here. So I talked about maybe they could take away the Enchantress. They actually take away the Pango instead. So that flexibility that the Pangolier from last game was providing with that mid 3 flex no longer there. And they get to see the ever so highly regarded Chaos Knight.
Yeah. Now, the response from Ghost is going to be very interesting for me because I feel like every team has a little bit of like, how do we deal with the CK? How can we really make it happen? Grimstroke going for Ghost. I mean, was Grimstroke good in the previous game, would you say?
Yeah, he did okay. You could definitely say that. I'm really curious what partner they choose for the Grimstroke, as Mars and DK are both pickable, but neither of them are fantastic against the Chaos Knight. So it's okay. They go for the Dragon Knight. So why Dragon Knight over the Mars? Part of it is the simplicity of Dragon Knight. And it does give you, I guess Mars gives you a little 2-3 flex as well, but Dragon Knight can certainly go 2 or 3. And I think you value the raw tankability of the Dragon Knight versus Chaos Knight just a little bit more.
Now, you mentioned in the previous draft we haven't really seen any Storm Spirit, and it was banned only in the last phase here. For Omega Gaming, are there any other standout heroes to you that could be picked up here as a support, maybe to pair up with the CK?
You would say Grimstroke, but that one's taken already. One hero that you could think about is Enchantress for yourself. You have the Dispel for the Inkswell, which is very nice in the early stages of the game. And then these first 2 heroes on Ghost, they don't really kill Enchantress if they can't burst her with the magic damage. Yeah. So eventually in the game, the Enchantress has like 1 item, like Treads or something. She doesn't die, but they're gonna go for Hoodwing.
Right now, what I'm seeing here from Omega is a lot of burst damage. Like, they're looking to eliminate somebody from this planet in 1 second. Yeah,
this is like the raw aggression option, I suppose. It is a really nice solution to the Dragon Knight specifically, though. You just blow him up with the sharpshooter at the start of a fight, and you can always reliably do that as long as you coordinate your spells well. So it gives you a lot of different ways to start fights in this game. So I don't hate it.
Interesting ban there from Ghosts. They're banning out the Abaddon, so a little bit scared of like the safe heroes coming out against the Dragon Tail stun or Inkswell combination or whatever there. And then the Conquer ban, which I feel like Conquer has been coming up more and more as just like a very, very solid core in any lane pretty much.
I think a couple of heroes that are on my radar here for Ghosts specifically, I think, are Timbersaw and Underlord. We saw the Dragon Knight was pretty comfortable in the mid lane, so they could definitely still pick up their mid laner or their off laner. And I think those 2 heroes have generally been considered the best 2 against Chaos Knight in terms of raw matchups. So something to keep in mind. I think Underlord also a bit of like a renaissance to the hero with the ultimate change.
The new ultimate is very fun. It is very fun.
It's pretty cool. I was playing in a league, and our whole team took the enemy portal. We had no idea where it was going. We just jump in. We were like, "Where are we going? Let's find out."
Everybody strap in. We either live or die as a team.
It was their tier 3, luckily. So.
Oopsie.
uh,
But
Not
hey,
the-
as long as you have fun. As long as you had fun.
That's true. We did have a blast. So the Medusa band going to come out here from Ghosts. Would have been a pretty stable carry for Omega. So they must think it's off lane CK more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at the major, we were seeing a lot of teams just put it carry CK no matter what. There was very few games where it was flex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's... Although, like, I mean, I see it here with the Hoodwink. I feel like if it is your offlane, it does sound like a pretty scary laning combination. Like, one stun into another stun and just the pure damage output from from the Chaos Knight with Hoodwink. And the Lich.
The Lich pickup here.
Double Chain Frost action coming in.
So they're going to have the double Chain Frost, the obvious synergy here, but it's also pretty value against Chaos Knight.
Mm-hmm.
You put the Frost Shield on whoever is getting gone on by the CK, 40% reduction. So that is very, very nice. I'm curious what they're going to opt to lane with it. Normally when you pick up Lich, you pick some aggressive kill lane with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe something like Jug is in the cards for Ghosts. I'm not too sure.
I feel like one thing that I see here from Ghost is I feel like it's a little bit scary right now when the supports of Ghost themselves get gone on. I feel like in the previous game, like we had this Enchantress, which is just like Enchantress and just like stands there and you don't kill her. That doesn't really happen with the supports here on the side of Ghosts.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't really happen on the side of Omega either, to be fair. So I think both teams have this one tanky stunner. Okay, we'll make that 2 tanky stunners. And they're solely reliant on these beefy boys protecting their backlines. As they do go for the Mars, so it's still a mid 3 flex for Omega. So nothing is really guaranteed here.
Although, you mentioned Timbersaw before the Mars pick, and now we have a Mars pick and goes like, Timbersaw's in the pool. We can't really not pick it. That ain't really an option. And
it's not the easiest Timbersaw game, right? Mm-hmm. You have Soul Catcher, Hoodwink ulti, Bushwhack, Mars CK stuns. But again, I'm looking at Omega Gaming's damage, and it just feels a bit lackluster, doesn't it?
I would say it feels very if everything hits, it's a lot, but it's very easy to just like 1 or 2 spells to miss and then suddenly you don't kill the target.
Very like streamlined. It's like everything wants to connect onto one hero.
Yeah.
But, I feel like Omega's early response to the Timbersaw is a bit worrisome, right? You talk about the level 6-7 timing of the Timbersaw, where they're just rampaging with the Dragon Knight across your map. I'm not sure on how Omega answers that. It's got to be a mid here, and that's why I like the Batrider ban in particular, coming out from Ghosts. Feels like they need something that can deal with the Timbersaw early. Maybe like a Leshrac is in the cards.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other, heroes that deal with Timbersaw. Batrider was one, Leshrac is one. Well, I guess maybe they just need a carry. I don't know actually what I'm talking about. They need a carry here. Yeah, I don't know if you want to put the CK3, so they're just going to go for the Luna.
Okay, so the Luna again, Mars mid, and CK offlane. I would assume, you could maybe have CK mid depending on the lane matchup, but
yeah. So the Luna Shadow Demon combination, and then the Luna nice in lane against Timbersaw as well. It gives you some mixed magic to dealing with him in the mid game. And it's also generally one of those carries that's okay with getting booted out of lane at level 5 or 6.
For sure.
As is the classic Timbersaw fashion. So the question is for Ghost. You see your carry matchup. You know you're against Luna, and it's going to be CK off lane. What do you pick to lane into the CK? You can see Omega was a little worried about the illusions, like the Terrorblade-esque hero, as they did ban that out.
Could you maybe go PL then? Like after the Terrorblade?
I mean, maybe they go... I mean, you mentioned Jug in the last game. I kind of like it this game.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know if it's good enough against CK and lane, right? That's the big question mark. CK's big dominance is in that early laning stage. You know, you generally want something that can sustain through the lane, and they're gonna go Sven.
That's a hero we haven't seen.
That is a
At
hero.
all.
Unless your name's K1, it was not being picked.
Yeah.
So let's look at the armor this game for his whole team, very nice. Right, you talk about CK Mars, pretty much all physical damage. Luna mostly physical at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
So the Warcry is pretty nice. You farm close to or as fast as Luna does, assuming you have a good start. And you also have this insane burst potential with the Grimstroke. You blink on a hero with your God Strength, and they just immediately die.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried here for Omega Gaming because I feel like Ghosts have a lot of just natural mitigation. Like you have the Frost Shield from the Lich, you will have the Inkswell with Shard from the Grimstroke. Dragon Knight and Timbersaw innately tanky heroes, Sven the Warcry, and most like you will see a Wraith Pact like as soon as one of the supports can afford it. And you already mentioned like it's kind of damage issues from Omega Gaming. Like how do you kill anybody once those items come up? And that's a little bit of a concern here for Omega Gaming. But I feel like their lanes are more equipped to deal with what Ghosts have than in the previous game.
Yeah, and everything you just mentioned, all of that is dealt with by Shadow Demon in a lot of ways. You know, all of these I forget what you said, mitigation tools, all removed by the Demonic Purge, and then these tanky strength heroes, they're not so tanky when they get Soul Caught.
Yep.
Soul Catcher coming out from Shadow Demon, so a lot of pressure, I think, on the supports of Omega, as well as, you know, getting through this early laning stage. I think that's also important.
As we are now here, game number 2 between Ghosts on the Radiant side, who are now up 1 game in this best of 3. Once they win, they're not quite through yet. They are going to have to play against Team South in the lower bracket finals, but whoever then wins that best of 3 will have qualified. As another 5-man smoke from Ghosts.
They have very, very good level 1. They've got what? They've got Sven Stun, Inkswell, Frost Blast damage. So anybody caught by this is probably dead. They see the Luna.
That would be
It's a bit awkward to get to the Luna from this angle.
But if she steps back, it is very scary for her. And look, they're looking to wrap around. Once again, the night vision of the Luna. She's still gonna wait there though.
Oh dear, and that goes to Blessed Kid.
Truly
on
blessed.
The Dragon Knight. So great start for him. That will pretty much secure his first bracer.
And the good old pause afterwards. You should say like good luck, have fun right after they killed him.
Just to beat him a little bit more. That's like the worst feeling. Your Luna's like you're just dead right now, but you're paused, so you're just sitting here reflecting. It seemed like he was gonna dodge that too. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, like once again, the night vision for the Luna there potentially coming into play, but then thought they wouldn't check that behind that tree line there, and fortunately they did.
It
Gamble.
does that kill does give away their high ground ward, and I think we're seeing the Lich is gonna go deward that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna take away his own wards. So they also have to be a little bit careful about dispersing here, right? You look at where Omega is. They have pretty scary for level 1 as well, with specifically with that Chaos Bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Could have a good old fashioned scrum.
Let's see here. As
What's a scrum from? Is that from rugby?
I don't know what a scrum is.
I think it's a rugby term where they all pile in and they are fighting for the ball or something. I've watched about one game of rugby ever in my life.
That's more than I have.
He's gonna walk up here. He is.
Oh
goodbye.
yeah. Oh, but although the Sven does get a nice stun off, and yeah,
he just accepted his fate.
for the cause. Is there gonna be 3 here? Another Chaos Bolt here, and they're gonna beat the disruption. They're gonna have another God's Rebuke, and yeah. He's gonna try to like just waste some time there. The Bushwhack connects, however, from the Hoodwink. And 2 kills in return here for Omega Gaming, so that's not too shabby for him.
You can see that the Sentry gets used by the Shadow Demon to deward the high ground, but the ward was already taken away. You definitely take that, but this early lane, that's where the question mark is going to be for Omega. I think I'm keeping eyes on this bottom lane.
Yeah.
Because Lich Sven, definitely a lot of potential to find kills down here.
Yeah, so also just... Oh, nice deny there on the range clip. A little bit of like, why don't we see Lich more often, you feel like?
I feel like the hero's really awkward in the mid game because you're super squishy. You don't have a wave clear mechanic really. Although Sven kind of eating dirt there.
Yeah, he pushed back into the Chaos Bolt.
Not to mention this is a hero that's entirely reliant, I think, on having a good laning stage, and mangoes as a whole got nerfed into the ground. Spamming mangoes became just strictly less viable. So, pretty much all of those reasons. It's a good when you see some heroes pick, but it's not in that first pick territory.
As now they are gonna go here onto the mark with the Frost Shield. It's not gonna be enough damage. The Bushwhack from Kira there keeping the Lich at bay, I believe. Otherwise that might have been a kill.
Pretty heads up to go to catch the Lich instead of the instead of the Sven. Of top lane, they found the Grim.
Found the Grimstroke with the Lucent Beam. That's gonna be another kill for the side of Omega Gaming. However, Greedy is just going back to the wave.
This is a really great start for Omega here. Their side lanes both doing very well as they find the kill onto Lich. So significantly better laning stage start already for Omega.
Very, very much so. Although the CK not really getting too much farm yet. As the wave at least pushing into him. That's good.
It does have a kill and 2 assists to his name though, so it's a bit of a trade-off. This mid lane, don't know how much is going to go on here. It seems like we got the beefy boys pulling up, doing their thing. Although it is going rather nice for Tano. He's actually got a bit of a XP advantage here. So just
you always got to be careful against the Mars. Like potentially that spear under tower can catch you.
Of course, Dragon Knight may be one of the heroes that doesn't care about that, as they're going to find the Hoodwink here. Careful of the Bushwhack. Oh, there's good TP.
It's TP.
Just TP. Really nice to get out there. That's a lot of space for Damag. He's now level 3.5. Gets that entire wave, so he's pretty much now he's actually ahead of the Sven in CS.
Yeah, I feel like all 3 lanes doing really well, as you mentioned, like especially the side lanes. Like Greedy, yeah, he's gonna do Timbersaw, thinks he has hit level 3, so it's gonna get harder and harder to kill him.
Yeah, and that's really what we're looking for. You generally, in this matchup, in the top lane Luna versus Timbersaw, you look for the Luna to get early levels and funnel that experience into him, because he's going to want to leave relatively early. He's doing very well though on Mangate. He's 17 and 8. Oh,
the beefy boys, Blessed Kid comes out on top. Tano just a little bit too greedy there, trying to go for the water rune. Actually, still got the water rune, but wasn't able to.
That is not worth it. Solo kill for Blessed Kid. Getting solo killed by a Dragon Knight can't feel too good.
Nah.
You know, like I just died to this 310 movement speed hero as they take down the Lich. They're actually going to maybe look for more. Nope. We are already starting to see the CK influence, though, in this game. Just does so much damage. Is such an intimidating laning presence.
The lane creep shenanigans, both trying to drag him elsewhere. But in the end, they're going to meet very close to the lane.
Do we have stacks being made? So looking around, Midden, he's fine. So yeah, stacks in the Radiant Triangle being made by the Grimstroke already.
That's a very big triple small camp, and they're gonna go mid. The Bushwhack stun with the Gods.
They got them.
They got the DK.
Only level 2 Dragon Blood, not enough to save him there. So they find that return kill, a great rotation from Kira. You know, you compare it to his last game on the Rubik, where you didn't really feel his presence. You're really feeling the hoodwink right now in this game.
For sure.
He's multiple kills bottom, sets up the kill mid.
Yes. Meanwhile, up top, Greedy is just doing Timbersaw things. He's under the tower already. Does keep the Siege Creep alive as long as he can. And in the mid lane now, Blessed Kid, he wants to push this tower. However, Tano has the arena now. How can they defend against this? The support converging into the mid lane. Tano gonna get slowed here, and Dragon Tail stunned. They're looking to not get hit by the Bushwhack. There's gonna be the tree.
Oh, nice. Sinister Gaze.
Such a good Sinister Gaze there, and they're gonna get the kill onto the Mars. La Pistola, thanks to a haste rune, is not really in trouble, but this tower is gonna take a lot of damage.
Mog is here.
And the Mog coming in from the backline, finds a kill onto the Lich already. Nice bushwhack by Kira there. Is it gonna be enough to save his life though? As the brief fire, not gonna be enough. A big wand there for Kira.
The Mog just coming in. He's like, "You guys want to battle in the mid lane? I'm gonna join up."
Yeah.
He's a little surprising, right? He shows up for that push. It does stall out the dragon form. So very nice for Omega. But at the same time, they've kind of just let Sven back into the game. He wasn't out of the game, but he's now completely free farm mode.
And especially once he gets to these stacks, ooh, that's gonna be.
There are stacks both sides, as we do see Mingate. He's gonna go back and take a couple of these
in the bottom lane though. The Sven, he's gonna get so low. Do they have the damage? Not quite. And up top here, Blessed Kid is joining in here. They're gonna settle for the Shadow Demon. La Pistola is gonna go down.
This is really big though. There's a lot of stacks in here.
Yeah.
They are fully aware of this too. They're gonna maybe even bring the Timbersaw over.
And there's gonna be the Frost Shield. Oh, this DK.
Oh my, that's a lot of gold.
That is a lot of gold, and the Shadow Demon internally crying right now.
I'm crying with him. It is so sad. So big for Ghost though. Such great awareness to recognize that these stacks are here.
They also, I think they got like all of their neutral items from that.
And they also already took that top tower. So Timbersaw, he's not really losing anything by coming to this now.
And Sven now with the DD most likely looking to farm his own stacks after his team took the enemy stacks.
He needs this Morbid Mask. It's coming out on the Crow right now. But you can see they take all of these stacks, and the tempo is starting to ramp up once again, similar to the last game from Ghosts. So the question is going to be for Omega, how do they respond?
That really is a question. There's going to be the dragon form, and this tower, the Bushwhack's going to be there, but
level 7 Timber here. Like, do they have the damage to kill Greedy? I don't think they do. And while that's happening, there's 4 heroes mid kind of just putting a wall around their Sven as John just finishing up that giant stack.
Yeah. As oh, that's a nice pushback from behind here, but once again, those two beefy boys are just not dying. Greedy and
Don't have
Blessed
the
Kid.
damage.
Yeah, there's
gonna
going to
lose
be
the tower.
disruption from La Pistola. The arena misses the spear. The Greedy is still going to be in the arena, but they find the kill onto the Shadow Demon.
All right, I'm not sure they were killing the Timber either. He can rest easy.
Yeah.
It was that was more of a consolation spear. And yeah, you can see there, Omega, they just don't ever really have an answer to this early aggression once again. You gotta wonder, yeah, Greedy. I mean, he just found another stack. Okay, maybe that wasn't a stack, but they're gonna find the
they see
ancients.
the ancient stack. Oh, if they take these ancients away, that would be massive.
And a great ward from Erates too. It's gonna spot out all of the rotations that come out.
Oh, and Greedy. You know he's greedy for those. Ooh.
It really just feels like ghosts are just outmaneuvering Omega right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the CK, he had such a good start, but he has fallen off tremendously now, it feels like. Not really able to find any place around the map.
And it does kind of feel like a lot of that might just be because of that mid lane rotation.
Mm-hmm.
He rotated mid at level 4 to get a kill. Only got the one kill, and then he had to walk back to his lane. And it really feels like he's feeling the consequences of that rotation right now.
Yeah.
As they are going to smoke up, though. They might find the Sven here.
Yeah, John, he's looking for the creep wave, and with the smoke around... Oh, he's gonna go into the trees first.
They don't know where he is. He did not show on the wave yet, and oh, this is such great awareness from John.
Now he's gonna turning
show.
Around.
It's too late.
It's too late. As at the same time
they found Luna.
At the same time, their Luna dies. Arates is gonna find Tano here. Nice sinister gaze and the silence. Nothing to come out from Tano in this arena as they're now converging Radiant, looking for Tano. The Chain Thrust even committed. And as
they're gonna find the Shadow Demon.
And
this is the exact timing we were worried about. This Blink Dagger on DK, this 10 to 15 minutes. John's here. He's like, I want to be part of the action.
Yeah, he wants that. There are kills in this game to be had. Damn.
Like, thank you. Don't mind if I do.
And once again, it feels like the map movements are just so much more precise and like just work out better for Ghosts than it is Omega. And Luna, she's directly under a ward here. She needs to be very careful.
I feel like Ghosts are just reading what Omega wants to do every single time and responding extraordinarily well. And not to mention, I feel like they've just hit their timing so well in both of these games. They find the freebie there. Onto Artez. Nicely done. But...
Oh, in the mid lane.
Another go. Nice disruption.
Nice disruption there by La Pistola. And now Soulbind coming out here onto the CK, but it's not going to hold him back from hitting onto Blessed Kid. Blessed Kid is going to be the one to fall first. Greedy now surrounded by 4 heroes. They don't quite have the damage to finish anybody off yet.
Might be able to find him.
Yeah, now with the Bushwhack here and the Phantasm, this Timbersaw is getting low. Nice Inkswell there, though. And he is healing up. He is healing up. Another Reality Rift. He's going to finish off the Shadow Demon. And no, you're not killing off this
He is
Timbersaw.
alive. He's going to go back in, maybe.
He's a maniac.
While that happened, Arena was used onto the Lich, and the Lich lived with another nice Sinister Gaze.
Oh.
So, I mean, that's the exact kind of play that Omega needs to consistently do, though. They need to somehow find the counter initiation with a great disruption to start. But Mengate, there's no Shadow Demon here.
There's no Shadow Demon here. The Luna dies again. Kira at least able to get away, but Blessed Kid is like, oh, you didn't finish off your Ancients here, Luna. Let me help you. Let me help you.
He's like, I'll take good care of them. Don't worry. That these aren't really Dire's Ancients anymore. These are Radiant's Ancients with how much they've taken them.
Yeah. And now Blessed Kid with the remainder of his Dragon form looking for this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane.
I do think that this specific timing of the game, right around this 13-minute mark, is where the CK feels a bit underwhelming, right? He's kind of in this flux zone between being super strong with his first big item.
Oh, there's gonna be an Inkswell here onto Greedy with his silence onto the Mars. And now the Soul
Chain
Bind and the
Frost!
double Chain Frost. Oh no.
Goodbye.
Oh.
Oh yeah, there's also that. We haven't really gotten to see that this game, but there it is.
Yeah, also the Sven took care of the CK. He was like, wait, CK is a strong hero right now?
And John is level 13 now. He had a kind of a rougher laning stage, but really just set up perfectly, it feels like, by his team, right? Like, they kind of recognize, even if he has a bad lane, just make some stacks for him, give him some space. Sven will always recover.
It's, another smoke here with the two supports.
They're just relentlessly hunting this Luna. Mangata, he has 0 space right now.
Yes, but especially like as this Luna, you don't want to be number 4 in the net worth chart, even in a losing game. Like, that is just not where you
And
want
a lot
to
of this is really just set up by this fantastic aggressive vision, right? You look at the ward top, they know the Luna's there on this ward, and then the ward bottom they set up earlier. They might be able to get the D ward now, but oh, maybe not. Kira.
Kira, he's gonna
He's gonna get the D ward.
Gonna get the ward,
oh,
however.
No. They got the D ward though, so you know what.
Who's the real winner here? Who's the real winner?
Yeah.
That's nice sharpshooter there by Kira, although ooh, you can't move from that cliff anything further.
It's like a vice claw on Omega, just slowly crushing them. Just continuous pressure from Ghost.
And it really feels like the map is just in a Radiant's favor. Like, it feels like the entire map is in Radiant's favor, despite it it's like kind of symmetric map. It should be not really favor anybody, but right now it's just Ghost. They're looking so good.
It's just a very
the smoke up top.
John knows something is going on though. Like, you look at what his team's doing. There's no reaction to what's going on mid. So he's just gonna completely get out of here.
Yeah, he's gonna be in his triangle now. La Pistola, his smoke breaks with the night vision. They don't see him.
He can't get in range. He can't.
Oh no!
Oh no! He blinks. Oh no!
Oh,
and now they're gonna go back in. They're in no man's land now. Here.
Yeah,
there's the silence.
That's gonna be a dead Shadow Demon.
They were he couldn't get in range for the disruption on the Shadow Demon. He was on that ward, but just not quite enough catch.
And now, Blessed Kid, he's still in this top area, kinda looking if he can find the Luna again.
And they are ready to go. Like, Mangata, you are not safe here, my friend.
Yeah.
Neither are you, Tano.
Uh-oh, yeah, this Mars guy. Actually, with the Luna coming.
Ships in the night. He's gonna mom.
Yeah, can they find this jump here? That's gonna be the first stun into the spear with the Eclipse over the top. And John is going to fall. Nice ambush there. As at the same time, Blessed Kid is going to get jumped on with the sharpshooter, breaking him. And Damag, does he have enough damage as his name says? Blessed Kid still alive, finds the stun, stands in his AoE damage, but in the end will fall. That's 3 heroes down. And still
really
looking
nice.
for more. Yeah.
A great fight there. A bit scattered there, but it's all really off of the setup on John up there in the top lane. He was being so patient, and eventually he's like, I'm probably fine. But that's the exact ticket that Omega needed, was one or two catches here, and that'll put them back in the game.
Yeah, and it does feel like if Ghosts, if they are not together, their heroes can still fall very easily. Well, not very easily, but they can still fall.
Damag,
however,
just a freebie there. Greedy just walked in.
Despite the name being on the other side, the CK was a little bit greedy there.
And that was I was a bit curious. Kaya Sanj Hood on this Timbersaw, by the way. He is a beefy boy.
Yeah, he's number 1 in net worth, Greedy. Oh,
Kira being hunted a bit here. Well, should be fine. But again, there's another fantastic aggressive void, by the way, that we haven't mentioned in this dire triangle.
Yes. Oh no, they found the Luna here.
He doesn't have BKB. It's on the courier.
It's on the courier. It's gonna get the BKB off, but that's your BKB to get away. Tano coming in with the haste. However, it's gonna get stunned up and doesn't get anything off.
He had a BKB, fresh 9-second BKB, just doesn't get it off. Oh no. That was gonna be such a nice BKB timing here for Omega, but the aggression from Ghost just catching them off guard, I guess.
And now this tier 2 tower, it does not belong to you anymore, Dire.
You can see this yellow line drawn by the Grimstroke. They do not want to let Luna stay up here.
They say, hey, this Luna's farming. We said we're not going to let that happen. So let's go.
And there's another lane ward up there, by the way. They know exactly where the Luna is. Such great vision game coming out from Ghost. Oh, well, Grim is dead. They got one. They do have the blink on CK now, by the way. So, you know, they do have actually a way to like start these fights now.
Are they gonna go into the Roach? That seems a little bit very greedy. Although La Pistola walks on up here onto the Timbersaw. Timbersaw is such a tough kill.
He's gonna farm up the Ancients and get the stacks going.
It's gonna get gone on here by the DK with the spear. Can they save him? The Bushwhack gonna be there, and they will find the kill. As they're still looking for more. Blessed Kid onto the side. Sinister Gaze onto the CK. John is in here with his own BKB. Finishes off the Shadow Demon and is now looking for the Luna.
Ngate is just in complete no man's land.
All left alone has the Eclipse now. However, the stun, the Bushwhack, it's not gonna be enough thanks to the Inkswell dispel.
The rest of them are cleaning.
The rest of them, they are finishing off John. As now Blessed Kid, there is trying to get away. Gets a blink out.
They have another Inkswell to save him from this chain stun here.
Oh, there's going to be the Inkswell with the explosion. But the CK jumps in here and Blessed Kid is going to fall.
Oh, he got him!
Got the kill onto Tano.
What is going on?
And this Grimstroke, he's looking for more. Oh, the creep, come on. Oh.
Some fantastic team fights here from Omega. Keep in mind, they're like 6k gold down at the start of this fight. But beautiful kiting. I think they correctly identified that they could start the fight on the Timbersaw. They just get so much magic damage, pure damage coming out from these Omega supports and the cores. They take down Greedy, and then they just transition it into a beautiful team fight.
Yeah, as we talked like during the draft, like if they, as you mentioned, like streamline all their damage onto one target, that target will die.
And it's one of those fights where Ghosts weren't really set up for that engagement. They didn't really get any of their combos off. You know, we didn't see the Soulbind with the Chain Frost. We didn't really see God Strength is actually like what 5 seconds on cooldown when that fight broke out. If Sven has that at the start, it's a completely different ball game.
However, Ghosts they don't let Persuade that from not being aggressive anymore. They're still gonna go at this tier 2 tower.
They do know that there are 0 ultimates for Omega. They're now starting to come back up. Again, this is really a game of who finds the initiation, it feels like. And there's speaking of that,
finds the Grimstroke. That's gonna be a first kill here. But the double dragon tail with the chain frost.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Run, Mingate, run.
From the CK now. The BKB used from the Mars. Can you find anything? The arena connects onto John here.
Okay.
Do they have the damage with the CK? They do. The Luna, however, is going to die for it. Is she? Yes, no more saves there. Blessed Kid is triple kill now for the CK, and Greedy still going in. Triple kill for both offlaners here. Sinister Gaze coming out, but a nice Bushwhack there from Kira. The ultra kill. Can he get the rampage? Oh,
maybe it's Greedy's rampage.
Kill. Can you give him the rampage as he chains on through?
TP out the chip. Oh my god. Don't breathe. Not even close. Just utter chaos going on right now. We're really starting to see the downsides to the Sven pick, I think. It was a bit of a interesting pick when we saw it. And once his BKB is out in this game, he just gets pretty much immediately killed off in these fights.
Yeah.
As they did buyback on the CK, so that's a dieback on him. Was it worth it? He got an ultra kill out of it, maybe, but I think Ghost is still pretty happy with that fight, all things considered. You look at Greedy, we talked about the Timbersaw this game. He is going to scale phenomenally well. Right? Going into 2 strength cores, and then the Luna, who's more of like a spread damage core. So it's really all on the supports of Omega to deal with this Timbersaw, but they're trying to focus all their attention onto the Sven.
As Lich here, Aritas is going to die to the Spirit Vessel at the same time, trying to jump onto Kira, but BKB force from Blessed Kid, as Ghosts are very disjointed right now on the map, and they lose their Lich for it.
Yeah, and they've certainly stabilized the game. They were kind of getting run over, right? It was a 7k gold lead at 15 minutes. Well,
if the jump is there, like, this Sven and the Timbersaw will still burst through any target.
Yeah, that was where we talked about, right? They need this disruption save. It's obviously so hard to predict who's getting jumped where. I honestly almost wish he would go Blink Dagger instead of this Aether Lens. It might allow for some slightly more defensive positioning, but they're gonna go for this Roche.
Yeah, Age is going to be picked up by the Sven. Sven used his BKB. Nice Soulbind coming out here. That's going to be the self-disrupt, but the supports are both going to fall.
A bit of a staggered defense there from Omega.
Oh, and the DB.
Your CK was already dead, and you try to defend that. Not really what the doctor ordered. So a nice turnaround for Ghosts, right? They kind of just get their lead right back. And that does feel like the story of this series, right? It's always Ghosts on the aggressive, right? And Omega, they're kind of just desperately trying to respond. Which they've done a pretty good job of this game.
Yeah, I feel like the adjustments from game 1 to game 2 can very clearly be seen. But how, like in a game like this, how do you change from being reactionary to being proactive?
Well, it's a lot tougher now that there's an Aegis on the board, but it's really just about playing the side lanes. I mean, he has a BKB TP, he should be fine.
Yeah. But
it's you really just need to try and avoid these fights and take fights on your own vision. Every fight I think we've seen Omega take has been on their vision with them getting the jump. And I think we've only seen it one time this game. Maybe you can count this fight in this upper jungle. But again, we see a smoke up from Ghost. They're going to look to start the fight. They know there's no BKB on Luna.
Yeah, that's a very big deal. This Luna cannot enter the fight without a BKB. She will just explode.
Yep, disruption on CD for 10 seconds as well, so they do have to pay mind to that.
There's going to be the Bushwhack, and the God Strength used forces out the glyph with that. And the Sharpshooter connecting onto the DK, but right now there's no real jump for the Luna. 15 seconds until they have their BKB up. Tano waiting in the backlines, jumps in here with the spear onto both of them. A nice arena into the Eclipse. However, the Luna got stunned a little bit. The BKB from John. However, the Demonic Purge is going to be there. Oz in the backlines. The Mark trying to finish off these supports. He is so low, however, and he is going to be the one to die first.
Oh, they were so close on Omega. That was a great spear. Even though it doesn't
such a good spear.
Even though it doesn't latch, right? But it knocks both of them back. But just not quite enough. They do get the Aegis though. On the Sven. So
and they didn't use the BKB on the Luna.
You probably consider that a victory. Honestly, I think they're gonna smoke here. No BKB on the Sven for 30 seconds. You can absolutely take this 4v5.
Also no BKB on the DK.
No BKB is on anybody, except Luna.
Yeah.
Thanos is also on cooldown. They want the Sven. You can see they're going into his area.
Once again, gone here.
Oh, he did go blink, by the way, on Shadow Demon.
Oh. Okay.
So it's so much easier to get that reliable save with the blink dagger in this kind of game.
As now, Blesskid, the one standing up front together with the Grimstroke. They realize something is amiss here. Blesskid does use his dragon form, and they're gonna find this hoodwink.
Mingate, you gotta get out of here. They're on a ward.
Greedy. He has his own BKB now on the Timbersaw, by the way.
That he does, as if he wasn't hard enough to kill in this game.
Yeah, he's 8-1 and 15. Standout performance from him, I feel like.
And this was kind of what they needed, though, from him, right? They 18 picked him, his hero. Saw all of the matchups pretty much. And he's absolutely delivering so far.
Oh, and he got the Cloak of Flames. Now, that's a feels-good item for a Timbersaw.
Yeah. This game is really turning into a who has BKB and who doesn't game. So this 9-second BKB on Greedy is going to put in immense work in these fights coming soon.
It's the BKB and also a Lotus Orb on top of it. Like, even after the BKB, you need to be careful what you throw at him.
Something unnoticed, that, maybe in that last high ground skirmish, by the way, there's a very specific angle you can find on Timbersaw that lets you Timber Chain through Mars Arena. And he managed to just find it on the first try and actually saved his life. Just playing kind of out of his mind this game.
Yeah, that's now. Dire are coming out here without a smoke. They are being spotted by this ward up top still.
Love this positioning, though, from Ghost. Not giving them any sort of angle to find a good fight.
Then it's going to show up top as they are still huddling around their ward.
There's a Scotty done on this Luna, and they know the Sven's not here.
Yeah, they're still looking to engage into this. The arena misses on the spear, though. However, the Grimstroke is going to die first. Now, Grimstroke going to be buying back a Greedy with his own BKB, still looking to go on.
They want the Lich.
As at the same time here, the Sven jumps onto the Hoodwink.
They're not going to get the Lich. They're super scattered back here now.
Yeah, and the CK is going to be able to TP on out, and Tano no way to cancel TP as this Timbersaw. And as it's all said and done, it's a 1-for-1 exchange with one buyback on the Grimstroke.
Really great heads-up awareness there from Omega to start that fight after seeing the Sven top. Even better awareness to recognize that the fight's kind of gone south. They just immediately bail out there with the TPs. And they tried to... It was really interesting. They're trying to focus the supports here like we talked about in the draft. Omega's trying to focus the supports, but...
This Grimstroke is going to get found. However, John is at the same time going onto this Mars. Dieback on the Grimstroke. Tano, no BKB for him. He will die first. A stun onto Greedy. He's looking for the Sven first. Sven has his BKB. Turns it around. CK is dead. And Mingate, he is going to get his BKB off, but the damage from the Sven is just too much. As La Pistola is being forced to watch into this Lich's eye. And
right
a
as we
triple
praise
kill.
them.
Yeah.
Right as we praise them for having good awareness to get out of that fight. None of their cores had BKB when that fight broke out. Lunas came up right at the tail end as he was dying, but that's about as disastrous as you can get as all 3 cores die. They do have buyback on 2 of them, but you don't want to have to expend them here.
There's going to be the God Strength now committed by the Sven. It's going to go for the second set of racks here.
This is almost assuredly dead with the DK form and the God Strength.
Yeah.
Hoodwink?
Hoodwink. Greedy is out of mana, however, so he
little Mission Impossible here, just over the cliff through the woods.
And now that's going to be 2 sets of racks. Lich might pay for this, as he is still here.
Kira's like, surprise!
Yeah. Although, Still alive for a little while.
He's dead. He's dead.
Yeah.
But 2 racks. So Omega, they choose to not buy back on their 2 cores. Probably wise, considering CK did not have it. But that breaks the game wide open. You know, it's been pretty back and forth, I'd say, for the most part here. But now 2 racks down, and they're going to immediately smoke out a base here on Omega. Keep in mind, there is still vision here from Ghost.
Yeah, they're gonna go into the pit. Greedy up front here. The arena comes out with the spear connecting onto 2 here. They're gonna finish off the Grimstroke first. No supports here for the side of Ghost. They're gonna lose the Sven as well. Greedy still in this fight, and they are gonna finish off the Shadow Demon as this Timber Saw is the true carry here.
Greedy is the carry.
Greedy is the true carry here. Buyback from the Sven actually is gonna go in onto Mingata. The Eclipse raining down doesn't do anything. And the triple kill for this Timber Saw. Kira trying to get away, but yeah, that ain't happening, buddy. The Blink out from the Mars, but Blink coming from Blessed Kid as well. And John, they're gonna find another kill.
And Roshan respawns right at the end of the engagement, as if things weren't aligning up for them.
Are they gonna check it?
Oh, maybe not. They might just try to end here. Really heads up play, by the way, from John in that fight. He knew he was dead. He saves his BKB, so he actually has it when he buys back into the fight.
Yeah.
But again, Greedy, he's the real carry. This 18-pick Timber Saw is absolutely shredding.
They're like this last fight, the initiation was very, very good there for Omega Gaming. Like the 2 heroes stun in the arena on the Sven and the Grimstroke, and none of them get really any spells off as of note, but it's just this Timber Saw is wreaking havoc. He has hit level 25, the Whirling Death shreds through especially the CK.
Yeah, and it, you know, part of it goes back to Omega's draft is very single target oriented this game.
That's going to be the buyback now from all the cores here. The pushback onto Blast Kid. He gets his BKB off, however. Now John, he doesn't have his BKB anymore. A nice Sinister Gaze is going to be there onto the Luna. That's a dieback. Can they even finish off John here? John is going to fall, but once again, he is not the true carry here anymore, as they're looking to still just turn this around as Greedy. He is still looking mighty healthy here. La Pistola, this counter to the Timber Saw, just not nearly enough. And Greedy, he's looking for more. He wants this Shadow Demon as well.
It was a valiant attempt here from Omega. They paused on Omega. Okay, they called. Okay, they called.
Okay, GGs are called here as Ghosts. They're gonna finish off 2-0. I feel like the supports in both games were just phenomenal on the side of Ghosts.
Yeah, and really it was, I think the Lich was obviously a crucial part of their later fights, but the Grimstroke is just really the focal point, right? They have multiple Blink initiators that synergize with the Inkswell, and it just lets them make so many aggressive moves early. We saw that Blink timing from the Dragon Knight. Both games with the Inkswell, they find the carry.
Yeah.
And it was a valiant attempt from Omega. That will end their run, unfortunately, in the closed qualifiers, as Ghosts move on to play Team South, I believe.
That is correct. Ghost will be playing Team South in a final deciding best of 3. That will be coming out in about an hour and a half. So grab maybe a little bit of snack, a little bit bite to eat, and we'll be back with the next series in about an hour and a half. I hope you have a great rest of your time. Until then, see you there.